and what it is and what's up. Got Joe in. I can't do that. I always wanted to be one of those cool people who did the hymn. But welcome back. We're with another video on our round table. Let me tell y'all something. So for one, I know y'all probably like, where you been? That's one. Let's get one out the way. Two, where are you at? Why is it somewhere different? I'm downstairs in my house. Let me say my parents' house. In my house. Because I'm respected. You know, becoming an adult, you respect the things that you own and don't own. I'm at my parents' house. But third thing, it's pretty spontaneous, as you could tell. We're already in a different setting. And something that I've came to the conclusion of, if we're going to be raw, we're going to be raw. We're going to be raw. We're going to be in the moment. And this is not to create disorder or anything like that. One thing I do want y'all to know is raw is like a hobby for me. It's like a journal, but it's not a journal. I still use my journal and I get things out and I give things to God. But at the same time, this is a place where I can be me freely behind the camera. And you guys see that. But not only that, you guys can glean from it, because I'm also telling you dumb decisions made, good decisions made, hard decisions made. And even in all of that, the lessons learned from it all. Sharing the truth about things we feel, things nobody wants to admit. Like, that's why we're here. We're ready and willing to share that. We're ready and willing to do that. And that comes moment by moment, step by step. But before we do any of that, you guys haven't really been here. Because I haven't been here. That's funny. As y'all can see, the deluge coming out a little bit. I'm recording this on a Wednesday after Bible study at 11:38 p.m. I'm not gonna lie, I did a clip before this. We're just gonna be honest all the way. And I didn't like it. Normally, I don't care about certain stuff because you're gonna get the imperfections. We're raw. There's excellence attached to all things. But this right here, we're giving it raw. I don't want y'all to see no clear-cut videos and like, oh, wow, how did she present her life like that? No, baby. This is where you come when you want to figure out why life look like that on the gram. And if you on my Instagram, my life don't even look like that on the gram. But this is the behind the scenes, rather, should I say. But like I said, this is a hobby for me. And so I just enjoy being here. I enjoy being in a place that inspires and encourages others, that what they're going through, they're not going through it alone. Or they're not crazy. Like, you ever be going through something or you be in the middle of something, you be like, I got to be crazy. Like, nobody in the world has to have ever experienced this before. Like, I know, because I be feeling like that. And so that's why I'm here. So you don't got to feel like that. Dang, it sounded like a frog was in my throat. That's funny. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into it. I want to give y'all a recap because a lot has happened since February. Like, a lot has happened since February. I'm not even gonna hold you. God has been established in like none other. At my church, we've been since the beginning of the year, our theme has been resetting for excellence. And honestly, that should be a life theme. Like, now that we've been in it and we've been doing everything with the spirit of excellence, it's really just rubbed into every area of my life. And as it should. If you're at a church home, your leaders are in a place spiritually, that's where the flock should go. If you're really a part of the flock, you should be following your leaders. And I'm only speaking from it because I haven't always done it. I've had the mindset of doing what I want to do, doing what Kiana says, going with how Kiana feels. All those things, I've done it. But the best results and the best fruit have come, I'm not gonna say always because I'm learning, has come from obedience and submission. So, yeah, that's that. But since our last video, I have my notes here. I have my laptop right here on my lap. You guys just can't see it. But I've established a nonprofit. I'm not even gonna read off the list. We're just gonna go in order. Let you be surprised so you don't think you know what I'm gonna say. But no, I established my nonprofit, Bags of Joy. If you know, I've had the initiative Bags of Joy for a while, but in culture terms, I would call it was like a mom and pop shop. I know a lot of people in Vegas, and my church family is very supportive and gets behind a lot of things that those who are in the ministry are doing, are faithful in the ministry, are doing, because you want to support and uplift the things that God has given others as well, using their gifts, using their ideas, creativity for the work of God and things that He approves of. But I know a lot of people in the community as well who have donated, who have given items, who have just given money for me to go get the items for these inmates being released from jail. If you're new to the channel, my nonprofit Bags of Joy, and I can now say my nonprofit Bags of Joy, it originally started when I was in my master's program at UNLV. Why did I almost forget what school I went to? At UNLV, I was doing my practicum at CCDC, and I was doing discharge planning for inmates along with a few other my cohorts who were there as well. And what we found was, for one, that they're releasing these inmates from jail at 2 to 3 in the morning, 4ish, the hours where it's still dark outside, nothing is open, and what is left to go back to? You tell me what's open during that time of night. It's giving corner activities not legal. That's what it's giving, just to keep it cute on here. And that's not something that we wanted them to go back to. Because the whole point of why they wanted social workers in the jail, we were like I don't want to say test dummies. We were I can't think of the other term. Pilot program. We were the pilot of having social workers in the jail here in Nevada. From what I know, I know therapists that the inmates can go see and request to see and all that. But this is the first time having social workers hands-on, trying to help them get the resources that they need before they're released out, connecting them with the people outside, rehab programs, all that for when they're out. And so in my eyes, it was a successful pilot program. But along this, I came up with the initiative to give them something upon being released at this time. It wasn't much. I mean, I didn't get $1 million grant and was able to just go above and beyond, but I started where I could and what I knew would help. For one, they're giving their clothes, the clothes they come in jail with, they're giving back to them in a property bag, which is a brown bag. So say if it's raining outside, everything's busting through. Picture if they come in and they had tank top on, but they were in jail 6 months and now the weather's different and it's cold outside. All those things are things that I was considering when doing this. And I was like, okay, I can't get everybody's size, can't get everybody's clothes, but we can start with food. They're hungry probably during this time. They've been in jail. Not everybody has access to commissary. So that's where I initially started. And that's where we are now, but there's a lot more planning going on behind the scenes of how to build that up to get them those resources. My hope is that we can get them an outfit, and beyond an outfit, interview clothes. Let's set you up a job interview outside of this, but that's going to come with employees because I can't meet with everybody there, still be at school, all that. It's going to take a lot, but that is what God is yet building and establishing. But it's come with putting in place and setting in stone this as a nonprofit. This is a nonprofit. This is missionary work. We're on a mission to one, we want souls saved, but more importantly, we want people to be established and people be able to live in a way where they're not forced to go in a cycle with no one ever showing them the way out. Not pointing them the way out, but showing them, hey, follow me. Hey, I'll show you how to do this. Hey, I'll give you this. And so it started as this, and in my eyes, let me say my eyes, it's small compared to what I feel that it will be and it can be in God's hands. And so that's whole testimony in of itself. I gave a little more probably than I should have, but that's whole testimony in of itself. It's taken a lot of faith to do it. It's taken sacrifice. But moral of the story, when God puts you to it, when you have leaders who are spiritual, who are saying, get this stuff done, and leaders who will help you do it. Shout out to my TT Tony, who really set me up with all of this and helped me get all the forms and stuff filled out. That's why we are here now. As an owner of a nonprofit, not an owner, founder of a nonprofit, should I say. So that's that. Can't wait to share more about that. But not only that, you are looking at a social worker, an actual social worker in the state of Nevada. I know, crazy. And y'all probably like, I thought you'd been doing social work. Yes, the work in and of itself, it's been done. I just told you about a nonprofit. I was doing social work practicum while I was in school, but graduated, all that good jazz. But you cannot be called a social worker until you pass this licensing exam. And so I did not pass this exam the first time, nor did I pass the second time. But this third time, I passed. Glory be to God. And maybe it's the Father, Son. My sister said it was for the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. But a lot went into me not passing. And I can solely point the finger back to me and not passing. I believe there was a level of pride attached to it, arrogance, thinking I just had it, getting out of school. And a lot of my coworkers were passing, and it didn't seem like they were doing a lot of studying. But I wasn't in their life like that. They were just saying, no, it's pretty easy. But I have a different learning style. Like, I'm application. Yes, I took all these classes, but as each semester passes by, I'm not remembering everything I learned. So therefore, I need refreshers on some things. Some of these things are more fresh for them, and each test is different. And so I do believe I was overconfident in all those. But like I said, that'll be another video. Moral of the story, I passed and I am a social worker officially, which means I can now start my clinical hours. I just got all my paperwork and stuff done to start my clinical internship, which I'll be starting probably by the time you see this video. If not, sooner than later. I've already been hired on, but as you know, hiring processes take a long time. I'll be doing therapy at a separate site. I'll still be doing hours at the school as well. For y'all who know, yeah, I'm still at the school. I love it. And been hired on there. It's when I say it's really been establishment, it's really been establishment. If this video is going to be called anything, it's going to be establishment. Welcome to establishment. And I'm excited. I'm excited for it, for real. But I can't wait to see what it's going to teach me, because it's going to be my first time actually doing therapy, because I can as a clinical intern now, of course, under my supervisor. But it's going to be my first time doing therapy, like with a wide range of people. And I've done kids, as you know, little kids, my middle school kids. But I could potentially be working with a 45-year-old. And I'm sitting here, could be their daughter. But I'm the one they're coming to and help with a situation, a problem. Not for me to diminish my value and to say, I can't help you, I don't know what to do. But to simply use, one, what I learned. And I don't know about nobody else, but I'm using the guidance and the wisdom of the Holy Spirit. That's why I gotta stay close to Jesus, because it's really bigger than me. I don't know if you understand that. It's really bigger than me. Like, I can't go in and be like, oh yeah, I went to school this long and I just got through, because that's not going to do nothing for real life issues that people are facing, that I cannot insert my opinion and be over here crying with them like, I just feel so bad, you need me to bring you like, no, this is strictly professional, and hopefully giving these clients mindsets that the wisdom of God would just be in my heart and in my mouth, so that the renewing of the mind takes place. Because after all, this is the enemy's playground. And that's a lot of times where our problems stem from. Sometimes it's just talking it out, talking those thoughts out. And so I hope to be that help for those clients. Um, so yeah, did that. Um, oh, by the time y'all watch this, your girl would have released her first song. I wrote this song with the help of Monique too, because she did help me. I didn't, yeah, she helped me. She did. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, I wrote this whole song, but she helped me. And Malachi produced it, my little brother. This isn't that what siblings are for? We love siblings. But yeah, it's called You Are. It was written from a place that I truly just feel that I am learning who he is the more. Um, because I haven't really known him. I've had an idea about him, and I've lived based off works of who I thought he was. Like, oh, he'll be proud of me. He's king. He's a king of kings and the Lord of lords. So if he sees me working hard and doing this, then he'll accept me. He'll love me. But I've been knowing more of him being love, unconditional at that, unfailing, like no matter what. And that's been just something mind blowing to me. You think it's simple and it's easy until you really take a look at your own life and you recognize you can't even grasp it. And so in that, I've honestly given God a lot more, and I've been praying that my posture remains this, because I know it's very easy for that one thing to come, that person to come, that thing to come, and you slowly drift away and fade away, because it's happened before. That fire, Holy Ghost fire, come and burn me up, and then it's like your flame just goes. But I constantly want to stay in that place of growing close, being a friend, being near to him. And this song just kind of speaks to that. Like, he is really the only reason that I'm breathing. And in that, he's my one desire. I'm just naming lyrics that's in the song. And so in that, I make this vow. I want to give him my life. I want to give him everything that I am, because he's worthy of it. And there's nothing else he has to prove for that. He's been proved it when he died for me in my sin while I was yet a sinner. So we're just gonna leave that there. I hope y'all enjoyed this song. I'm not even gonna lie though, feelings of like weird feelings have come, because it's just like, I listen to other people's music, my worship music, my little vibes, but I never envisioned somebody listening to my voice and being able to listen to it however many times they want. And so that's a little mind boggling for me. I just gotta connect that. And even if I'm gonna listen to me, you feel me? I'll probably do a little promo, like, this came out. But if I would really listen to me, do y'all know if you're an artist and you're watching this for whatever reason, do you listen to you? Like, do you bump your song? Just a real life question. Anyways, moving on. Um, so yeah. And then ministry, of course, for me, I can only speak to this like generally, because you just have to see it. And my hope is that you see it even through these videos. I've gone to another level, like I said, of simply laying down me, giving him the more of what I've seen myself trying to hold on to with closed fists. Like my time, my money, like just things that I've done for me for selfish gain, things that I haven't wanted to do, um, areas I haven't submitted to, in my ministry, to my leader, just laying all those things down, recognizing that it's bigger than me, and that if I don't do my part, my disobedience and my selfishness is connected to someone else's breakthrough, someone else's blessing, somebody else seeing that obedience is possible for them, that new life is possible for them, that this is the way to go, that my rebellion can be a domino effect to others' rebellion if they're looking to me as an example. Not to say I'm Jesus, but if they're saying, wow, she follows after Christ and I'm still choosing selfish ways, calling myself a Christian and saying that I'm this and I'm that, they can get a false image of what a disciple is supposed to really look like following after Jesus. So I've just been really in an intentional space, ensuring that I'm learning to honor and reverence his presence in a deeper place. It has not been easy, because there's a lot of times like, okay, I know I said this yesterday, But it's you convicting me right now in this moment. I don't feel like doing it. But yet and still saying yes, yet and still obeying. And then seeing the fruit. I've seen so much fruit, and as I'm even giving y'all this small update, I've seen so much fruit. It's actually kind of ridiculous because it's just like, girl, what have you been doing with your whole life? What have you actually been doing? And so, yeah, so I'm excited just to see where God is taking me in my ministry. My ministry is restoration, but even just the gifts that He's placed inside of me, I've seen myself minister from a place that I've never seen myself minister from before. That even had my eyes like, I've shared it in a video because I told y'all, don't never tell God what you won't do, because that'll be the very thing you up there doing, up there screaming and hollering and doing the most. Yeah, I was like, no, I'm very much a, you're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. I'm very much that. It's giving, meet me here again. It's giving, come on my soul. Don't you get shy on me. That's what it's giving. It's me trying to think of another song. Because I really do. I love my worship songs. But there comes a time where you gotta praise. And I ain't gonna hold you. That's where I grew up. And when you really walking through some stuff that you never really have to walk through before, feelings that you're feeling, things you're having to lay down and praise through to get to the other side. So I throw in my hands. It's not cutting it. I'm just be honest. For me, let me speak for me. And it may cut it with a little beat up in there. I don't know if y'all have heard that version by Jordan Welch, but she ate that up. It's been getting me through, and so I'm just asking God to keep me in this place of never telling Him what I won't do, but saying whatever you want me to do, I'll do. Yeah. So we're gonna move on. The last thing that I do want to say, and I do want to tell y'all about, that I saved intentionally for last, is the first ever conference event experience that I'm hosting ever in my life. So that's one. Two, God Says. For those of you who have been a part of God Says, it originally started here in my house. I want to say, I don't even say towards the end of COVID, but it was during COVID time when it was low key kind of fresh, but not fresh because nobody was doing nothing. And I had a few girls come over that I just knew. It was like some was family members, cousins. And I just had them come over and we did little crafts and activities, just about the things that God says. My mom actually came up with the name. I really wanted to get together with a group of girls who just had a heart to want Jesus the more, because that was honestly the place that I was, but I was lacking the community for it. And my friends that I had at Spelman were in Atlanta still or back in their homes. And so I had no one really here in Vegas. I had a few people, but like I said, those are the ones that I invited. Like, hey, let's do something. Let's get together on one accord. So that was my original plan. I had a couple, and then it kind of fell off. But then I started back, can't remember exactly when, but on Zoom. And so I'll meet on Zoom because I was like, hey, maybe my friends from Atlanta and people anywhere could really come if they wanted to. And so I just began to share the link. A lot of the people are still here in Vegas, but it's grown to the degree where it's not just my people. Like, I've invited people and they've invited other people, and it's just been great because you honestly see not everybody at the same level, but everybody having a desire to follow Christ. You see women open. I don't know if I've ever, I mean, hey, I don't know. I'm just speaking from what I do know. Had a girl get off and be like, I did not enjoy that, or you were saying too much of the truth, you were speaking too much of the word, because that's what we're here for. It's God Says for a reason, because it's what He says. It's not what Kiana says. It's not any of that. It may be my experience to hopefully help someone else like I'm doing here, but ultimately it's not to point back at me. It's to give people God. And many times, a lot of things that I'm speaking about that God's been dealing with me on too is the very things that He's asking me to share, and that I'm urged to share with these girls. And it's truly been helping them because many have told me. And so I know that this is bigger than me. Once again, as you can see, it's bigger than me. It's me moving out of the way. It's Kiana, it doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter if you're nervous. It doesn't matter if you think you can do it. It matters if you trust God and if your yes is to Him and for Him alone. That your yes isn't to appease man, but that your yes is for Him alone. And so I said yes. And I originally said that I was going to have the first event in 2025, but then I talked to my little sister, I talked to Mo, and then I talked to my first lady, Titi, and she was like, yeah, why wait? And our church had just been talking about being able to be a place where other ministries are established, not like starting our own church like that, but other ministries that God has placed on inside of other people being within the church, and the church being behind it. Like when I say my church, I love my church. I really love my church. And they support like none other, and they really they don't support like, yeah, you could use the place and figure it out, but they support in wisdom and understanding, ensuring that there is a place where God is glorified in all things. We're not having nothing there that's just rinky dink, or we're not having nothing there that's half truth. We're not having nothing there that's sketch. We're not having nothing there where the Spirit of God can't dwell. Yes, we do things and we have different events and all that, but more importantly, we value the Spirit of God being in the place of Restoration Church. If the Spirit of God is not connected to those who want to do things within the ministry, not do things in the ministry, who want to do things at the ministry, in the ministry, then it's really not going. I don't have a zero tolerance. I have zero tolerance leaders, and it's not zero tolerance like it's what we want and nothing, but you better be coming with it. And so I'm just grateful for one that they've entrusted me, and that I'm in a place where that they trust me to do this. And so I don't take that for granted at all. And I say that because I want y'all to know that this is not just, oh, Kiana's just doing this and it's just whatever. No, I've been running this stuff through and by my leaders as well. So let's get to the real stuff. What is the event? So September 28th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the cost of $35. And to me, it's not even a cost because of the experience that will be offered. We're going to have a time. We're going to have a time. God says is having the gathering. We've had small gatherings. We had small little get-togethers, but this is the gathering. First time ever coming together as a body of believers. Who even knows who's going to be there? Registration opens June 1st. So by the time you see this, it'll probably be open. So I want you to go ahead and get your ticket, because for one, seats are limited. And don't get your ticket yet. Only get your ticket if your age is 18 to 25. I know it's like, that's it. That's it. That is what God has placed on my heart. That is what this ministry is in this moment. If perhaps you're 17, you're on the cusp, we might be able to let some. But 18 to 25, that's what's on my heart, and I want to be obedient in that, but I never want to take away somebody who truly wants the more God. I truly do believe that this is going to be a life-changing experience for many. I do also believe that there will be many women who do come who don't know anything about Jesus, nothing about nothing. And so this will be the time that they can come back to their first love. But not only that, this will be the time where they can come back to the voice that should be and should have been leading and guiding them in the first place. I know how it was for me to want to have parents raising me in the church and all that stuff, but it wasn't until I came to my own senses that I started to feel again and breathe again, and my eyes were open, that I could actually see where I was like, I need to grow closer to this voice. Like, this voice is actually what's helping me, what's comforting me, what's keeping me. And I want that for other young women. And I truly believe that many young women will begin to grow a hunger and a thirst and a love for the words and the word of God, that no other affirmation will supersede or exceed that which he speaks. And so I'm really excited. Like, I'm really excited. Like, and sometimes you really, I'm gonna be real, it's faith at times when you don't even have the depths. Like, I'm not even sitting here like I got my full 10-page sermon prepared right now and I'm just gonna keep studying and rehearsing it until the words sound perfect. Like, no, I'm getting the logistics in order, because one thing I have learned, you have all your other stuff in order, so that when things get up in the air, you already done figured all that stuff out. The only thing left to do is let God have his way. And that is what I want to have space and opportunity for him to do. And so, yeah, I cannot wait. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Seats are limited, not abundance, limited, limited. So that means when our registration opens, that means you need to be clicking and entering the PayPal, the Venmo, anything, the Cash App. You need to be entering it. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna have a time, and you'll be sent home with valuable goodies. There'll be powerful testimonies. There will be food. I'm not gonna sit there between those times and we not eat, because what? We're eating. And most importantly, we're going to get what God says. We're going to get what God says. I'm confident of that. But that's all I got. Like I said, I saved that for last, so go ahead and do that. Yeah, register for that. Listen to You Are. Pray for me as I venture on as a social worker. And I'll be back to tell the depths of a lot more of these things, because there's a lot more connected to all of these things. But I want to give y'all a short life update because a lot has happened. And I'm sure if you made it to the end of this video by now, you can see I was not lying. I was not lying. But I really do love y'all, and I pray that even as y'all are watching this video, those of you who have made it this far, that you would just experience a supernatural peace, supernatural stillness, that draws you closer to him. I truly do feel that God is calling us to stillness because he whispers. And because he whispers, we got to be in position to listen. We can't have all this rustle and bustle going on around us and expect to hear him. There needs to be a level of stillness, a level of peace, a level of submission of the mind, of the heart, for him to truly begin to speak and have his way in your life. And so I just truly pray that just rest on you. Let it rest on you. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in. As I said, we're spontaneous here. So we may not even be able to just count on Thursdays anymore. We're going with the spirit. You may get 2 videos in a week, and you may just get 1 every 2 weeks. We don't really know. It may end up for just falling on Thursdays. We really don't know. But all I have to say to you is make sure you stay in tune. I will see y'all in the next video.